Hey, what's up, 1-8? Let's talk about 5 questions to assess your overall wellness as from a holistic approach. When it comes to wellness, there is not really any such thing as normals. For this and many other reasons, it can be difficult to assess one's own wellness by comparing one's experiences with how we perceive other experiences. So if someone else seems to be healthier than you, it does not necessarily mean that you are unhealthy. So, well, Jen, then how do I assess my wellness? Glad you asked. Ask yourself the following questions to really determine your current state of wellness with reference to your own life and obligations. So please note that wellness and health are similar, but health is more physical and wellness is more holistic. As a result, some of your following questions, relate to your physical well-being, and others are a little more abstract. So number 1, how do you feel? Sometimes that sensations that come from our health give us cues about wellness because the two are similar among how they relate to each other. So symptoms of issues with your health like trouble sleeping, weight gain, or a lack of energy can also be a symptom of problems with your wellness. Sometimes we can notice that the impact of these things on our physical health before we notice the impact that they are having on other aspects of our lives. But how do they have a way of catching up with us? Well, what happens? A lot of times that physical is a sign that there's something inward, there's something more going on. And so over time it comes out, but if we can catch it at source, catch it with those first initial signs, so really assess yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel? Number 2, how do you really feel? This is a similar question, but it's about your emotional feelings now. We're going to dig deeper rather than the physical sensations or perceptions. I'm thinking if you're here and you're listening to this, it's probably because you're worried about some impact of your wellness or curious. And that could be really the first clue that something is wrong. If you're in tune emotionally, listen to that gut feeling. Listen to those first triggers. As mentioned with the beginning of this, it can be easy to feel that something might be wrong with you because of the way that you see other people in their lives. When you look at someone else, you never see the whole picture. Even if you could, it wouldn't have to look like you. So if you're feeling something wrong, maybe it is. If you felt fine this morning, but then something during the day made you feel like something is missing, or you're just having one of those grass is always green on the other side moment, then that's probably not a sign that something's wrong. If there's something lingering, something that's staying with you, it probably is. Number 3, how do others feel about you? This is actually a really important question for a number of reasons. Sometimes we don't notice when something is wrong, but a friend or a loved one will. And if other people tell you that you aren't as happy as you used to be, or as fun as you used to be, or you lost that, pep in your step, it might be that there is something wrong. Or maybe you're just getting older, right? On the other hand, the way that we perceive how other people see you, whether it's an occurrence or is just a one-time thing, it's an important piece of the puzzle. If you feel like an important member of your family, your community, or at work, or your friends, you're more likely to be happier and healthier than someone who feels like they aren't needed or wanted. And I always say, that the one of the things that causes the most heartbreak is feeling like you're unwanted, feel like you have nowhere to turn to, you have no one that you go days, no one would check on you, like that loneliness, that not feeling like you belong. I think we all want to belong somewhere. Okay, number 4, can you or do you still enjoy the things you used to enjoy? Not being interested in things like you used to enjoy is one of the first signs of depression, provided that you haven't found any new things to replace it with. Everyone tastes change, but if you don't seem to enjoy anything anymore, it could be a sign that something is off. Not being able to do the things that you used to do can be a sign that there's actually a problem. And if you have physical issues like heart or breathing problems, again, they could just be a sign that you're getting older. So really dig deep and find out if it's something that's kind of lasting there, something that you feel off, like, man, all of a sudden I suddenly used to always go running and now I just stopped, and you can't really put your finger on exactly why or what. There's probably a sign that there's something more going on. And this one's a big one. Are you keeping your commitments? I know when I was going through my darkest time, my most depression period, and I was never really a depressed person, that was the one time in my life that I had a hard time keeping commitments. And like, I was always a person of my word, but suddenly it was like I just lost all motivation to do anything. And so this one I would say is this one actually probably a sign that you're even further down the road of saying that something's really off, because this one doesn't always raise its ugly head initially, because we'll normally like force ourselves, but eventually you can't even force yourself. And so if you can't do the basic things like pay the bills, function at work or school, whether physical or emotional reasons, it could be a sign that something is wrong. You're not necessarily the problem. It might be a change of your surroundings you need. Looking for a change of scenery or a more compelling set of tasks might be all it takes to set you right. But maybe not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe if you try those things and that doesn't work, then it could be a bigger issue. So we just went through 5 key things. How did you score? How's your overall wellness? And if you saw that you might have some issues, if you saw, okay, there's something more going on here, I encourage you to replay this and really kind of look back at those questions and really take some, really try to see, take that honest look at yourself and dig deep to really find out what's really going on, and then reach out to someone for some help, whether it be a good friend to go over and talk through things, or myself. I work with people all the time, kind of figuring out what's really going on in their lives, maybe what's the source of what's really causing them to be out, because we know that in wellness, when we talk about wellness, there's really 7 key areas that we have to look at wellness in our lives, and if one of those is off, then something else is going to be going on, and man, if 3 get off, or 4, then you might be really struggling, and that's okay. I've been there. Everyone gets there at some point. So there's no shame in being there, but we have to acknowledge where we are and reach out for that help. And so encourage you, if it's not me, find someone you can trust. Just make sure you can trust them. So I can't refer you to other people, because I know my integrity. I know my heart. I know my heart is to serve you. But definitely watch more of the different videos I have on my channel. It's all of them fall underneath one of the 7 categories to overall wellness and health. And so it's a holistic approach, taking from stuck to authentic thriving. We haven't met before. My name is Jen Plykin, your holistic empowerment coach. I take my 20 plus years of personal training, group fitness, nutrition coaching, and life and transformational coaching, and all my certifications, and combined with my experience as 16 years of an educator to really bring you content and really bring you coaching that really matters and brings you that lasting change in a way that's doable, sustainable, realistic, and practical, and fits into your life today and will the next 10 years. That will benefit you across the board so you really can thrive. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, follow. In the comment section, please ask me any questions you have. If you want, please, I would love if you shared where you scored on, where your struggles are, what areas are you struggling with, so I can know that those are the areas I need to make content on. Or if you have any other questions that this brought up, please put those in there. That's how I know what content I need to make for you, so I can really answer your questions, since I'm all about you and serving you and showing up for you. All right, be brave, be kind, live authentically, and always shine, tribe. And remember, you're just one habit away. May the habits really dig into these questions today.